All right, so the channel's growing fast. You guys have been showing mad support as the villain Tremites. So I've decided to reward you guys with a video that's been requested for months, if not more than a year, perhaps. I think it really became relevant after that Justice League animated movie dropped, and we saw Trigon and Darkseid throw hands, right? They got in a little fisticuffs, whatnot. So I guess ever since then, people have been asking who would win if these two demonic slash evil figures clashed, both coming from DC Comics. I'm going to address this from my perspective and finally give you guys an answer. Plus, this October, I want to kind of have several videos more creepy slash horror, evil, Halloween themed. And these two are evil beings from DC, so it's a dope matchup. If you like matchups like these, smash the like button. If you love comic book versus all that in DC Comics, smash the likes as well. This will be a narrative review of Trigon and Darkseid and who I think would win narratively, and then going over their feats and stuff as well in a different perspective, and which is, of course, just a regular versus battle. So, getting it out of the way, let's talk about narrative, right? Who's Trigon? Trigon is actually a lot stronger than people think. He's born out of a concept, this concept being human emotion, pure evil human emotion. Basically what this is when he was born out of the concept of, in his world and dimension, the evil thoughts and emotions of those people, right? So when he was born, he became this massive demonic figure that literally, as a child, before he was a preteen, took over his world and then dimension, right? And after that, he realized he was a being naturally manifested and personified as evil itself, born from those thoughts. And he sought ever after that realization to dominate all dimensions, not just his own. This, of course, leads him to having multiple notable battles with regular Earth and mainline DC Comics, with his daughter, most notably Raven, being the one to lead the charge against him and keep him away. There's also sorcerers and magic users that for a long time held up barriers to keep Trigon out of the main universe, but he is one of the most feared, dominating forces in all of DC Comics, a massive demonic figure whose offspring are also some of the most feared in DC, even sometimes thugging characters like Phantom Stranger, who I know he's a jobber, but his cosmic place in the verse does make him very impressive. As well as Trigon himself has been narratively compared to the power levels of beings like Spectre. Now, switching over on the narrative side of DC before we move on to the regular versus battle. Darkseid kind of has a complicated background now because of his recent run in DC, which was awesome, by the way. Infinite Frontier Darkseid is dope, and we're finally getting what should be his true crazy form. So, Darkseid is a new god. These new gods are archetypal beings that exist beyond space and time and envelop ideas or personify certain things. And Darkseid is, what that means is he is a higher concept than what humans typically can grasp. In fact, he states that humans typically try to grasp things in archetypes like heroes and villains. Darkseid transcends that. He is way beyond that. And this leads him to truly believe he is the one that is destined to rule everything as the evil ruler. And it has led him into multiple squabbles with characters like Anti-Monitor, Spectre, other members of the Quintessence. And finally now has actually led him to transcend and chase what he considers his ultimate form, which will be remnants of power from all forms of Darkseid we've ever seen in DC Comics, allowing him to transcend to this ultimate form, which is going to be amazing to see. And this has allowed him to finally chase the title as the supreme dark being in DC, going after the great evil that could be compared to beings like Lucifer, Great Evil Beast, and whatnot. And it even showed him smashing the Quintessence. Characters like Spectre, no diff. He's also able to neg characters like Perpetua, who can throw around possibilities, and combat the Darkest Knight, who was threatening all of the continuity of DC Comics in his fight. So, Trigon, the personification of evil, the demonic warlord and dominator, versus Darkseid, the one that is the consumer and dominator of everything. If these two clashed narratively in DC, who do I think would win? At this point, it's pretty obvious to me. Darkseid narratively would beat the dog shit out of Trigon at this current stage in DC Comics. He's just too much with how he's being currently narratively pushed by DC as like the final big bad in the next big bad of the Crisis of Infinite Frontier, which has essentially made everything canon. So I think because of his current placement and how he's treated, Darkseid narratively slaps Trigon. Now, feats-wise, I've kind of already alluded to how this is going to go. Trigon has taken over multiple dimensions, been a threat to the mainline Earth dimension, has been scaled to characters like Spectre. He has fought beings like an Injustice. This should count, even though it's a quote non-canon story. There's only one Trigon and Mixie throughout all of DC, so this should count. And he was able to throw hands with Mixie, which is very impressive. And overall, he's one of the scariest demonic figures in DC, even for feats. Looking over at Darkseid, more recent runs, he was able to create a form of existence that even continuity-threatening beings could not harm, and he could neg them. He scales above the Quintessence, beings that help govern existence and give power to existence. This would include characters like the Spectre and Highfather, and he scales massively above them now. And he is actually seeking to usurp all previous evil feats before and become the true evil of DC. So, getting away from narrative and kind of analyzing them from feats, who do I think's more impressive? Again, I gotta go with modern Darkseid. He's just being given way too many wild-ass feats right now. Scaling above all previous renditions of Darkseid, which should include Soulfire Darkseid, all the true form Darkseid moments we've seen. All that, it scales below the current Darkseid. It just makes him ridiculously OP. And I think that with feats too, not just a narrative examination, he once more slaps Trigon. I know the movie made it interesting with Darkseid and Trigon throwing hands, but it's quite obvious at this point in the comics that Trigon just doesn't measure up to Darkseid. Yes, he is a massively powerful demonic figure, and if you do want a video on him, smash the like button. I was also planning on adding Trigon to Too Powerful for Death Battle series. Let me know if you want to see that. But yeah, he is powerful in his own right, but compared and being analyzed next to a being like Ultimate Infinite Frontier Darkseid, he just unfortunately doesn't compare. In the end, I give the win to Darkseid. That's my opinion. If you disagree, let me know in the comment section down below. Let's keep it civil. I'll try to keep it civil. Thank you to all that's supporting and helping me grow. Also, check out the coffee shop members in the video description. They're fellow content creators trying to grow as well, and they make content similar to mine, so if you love me, you should love them. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. It's been your boy YFV, and I'll see y'all later. Peace.